This week, the two marks are full of Eastern promise as they travel nearly 300 miles from Findon in Northamptonshire through 6 East English counties to Colchester in Essex. On this leg, they cruise through lovely East Anglia from Harleston in Norfolk to the auction at Campsie Ash in Suffolk.
We'll just have fun, shall we?
Yes. That's the order of the day. Have some fun.
Their first stop this morning is the pretty market town of Harleston, which prides itself on its array of independent retailers. Sounds like the ideal place to get our chap started. They're heading for the local flea market.
Which way is it? Is it down here?
A lively monthly event at the Swan Pub, with stalls of many different stripes.
Well, here we are. Some lovely fruit and veg.
Well, you could buy some of that for the auction.
I'm very tempted. Oh,
Come on now, veg won't get you far. Best split up and get hunting.
Well, I'll leave you out here looking, Mark.
Oh, thank you so much.
And there's little bits for you to look at.
All right, well, be lucky, Mark.
Good morning. Can I have a little look around? Yes, you can. Thank you.
Careful now, Mark. That lady's got her eye on you.
All breakages must be paid for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll try not to break anything.
Jolly well make sure you don't then. But what's in that box?
Sorry, I've just seen these bales. I like these sort of things. There's something very tactile about bales, isn't there?
They are.
They need a polish up.
They do.
It's a shame you haven't got the jack. I don't know anything about a bale.
Shocking news.
Probably talking a load of bales.
Steady.
How much have you got on those?
15.
Well, it's quite reasonable, isn't it?
It's reasonable, yes.
I think 10 would be better.
All right, then 10.
£10?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna buy those for £10. I think they're rather fun. If you could give me £10 change, that's my first purchase of the day.
A perfect score on the first roll, and Mark bowls off to look for more bargains. Meanwhile, Mark Hales is on the other side of the market.
Nothing's really caught my eye yet.
Then it's time you swap rooms.
Well, nothing in there for me, but in here now.
We haven't got all day.
Good morning.
Mark, there's nothing in here for you.
Fancy meeting you here.
It's all gone, I'm afraid.
I've been seeing you for at least 10 minutes.
I've reserved it all.
Have you bought something? Right.
Oh, you fibber.
Did my friend Mark buy anything?
Yes, he did.
Did he indeed?
Yes, he did.
Rumbled.
When I asked him, he said, oh, no, nothing. I bought nothing. Did he
Are
indeed?
you competing with him?
Oh, most certainly am.
Yes, you are, Mark. And you better get hunting, because Mark's spotted something else.
They're not gold, are they?
I'm not sure.
Nice shape, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Pair of cufflinks. Could Mark have struck gold so early in the day?
How much are they, sir?
5.
£5. Can I just take them to the light? Do you mind if I borrow them a second with your thing? Well, I think I found a mark on this which says 18 carat gold. But I think these are gold. And for £5, there's an absolute bargain. So I'm going to buy them, I think.
What a find, eh?
I didn't think I was going to buy anything here today, but I'm going to buy those for £5 from
Thank
you.
you very much.
So I'll get my money out.
You are in a rush, Mark. Suspicious.
A pair of solid 18 carat gold cufflinks for £5. I'm on a roll, I think. Bring it on.
Bring it on indeed. But oh dear, poor Mark Hales is still empty-handed. So it's back on the road again.
Fun, wasn't it?
Great fun, wasn't it? I'm really pleased we dropped in there, you know.
Right, onward.
They're driving 8 miles across the county border to Bungay in Suffolk.
Have you ever been there?
Have I ever been to Bungay? No, I've never been to Bungay.
I've been bungee jumping.
Well, you'd better jump right in then. The market town of Bungay sits in the Waveney Valley on the edge of the Broads. In 1577, a ghostly black dog known as Black Shuck is said to have killed 2 people in the town. Spooky. Let's hope for no such similar dramatics today as Mark Stacey is heading for Mayfair Antiques, run by owner Joe.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Mark.
I'm Joe.
Mark spotted something on top of one of the cabinets. It's a sweet little Art Deco jug in the shape of a pussy.
Because I think it looks rather cute. Now, I don't think that's going to make a lot of money at auction. Maybe 10 or 20 pounds. But look, the price is just £2.
A bargain in anyone's book. But Joe's got a proposal.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do.
What?
I'll toss you for it. Double or quits.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Double or quits. I always lose when I do these.
You couldn't, you can't.
I can't really refuse, can I, for £2?
No.
Oh, please let it be mine. Who's calling?
Well, you can call,
All right, well, flick the coin then.
The tension.
Tails. Yes! Double or quits, you said. Well, I can't believe that. I never win these tosses of coins, but I just have won it, so actually I'm going to put my £5 back in my pocket, because I don't need it now. Do you think Mark Hales is going to be furious? I do. Are we worried? No, we're not.
Well, meow.
You're a gentleman, sir. I'll look forward to coming back again.
OK.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye now.
Terrific. Mark's gamble pays off. He's like the cat who got the cream. Well, the pussy, actually. Mark Hales is driving the 20 miles east to the coast and the town of Great Yarmouth. Great Yarmouth is Norfolk's largest seaside resort. Its seafront, known as the Golden Mile, attracts thousands of holidaymakers every year. Mark's putting the frustrations of shopping aside for a while and heading for the town's Hippodrome Circus, which is a real piece of showbiz history.
Never mind the shopping. I'm off to the circus. That's lovely. What a lovely period building. Look at this. Beautiful.
He's meeting showbiz impresario and proprietor Peter J.
Oh, wow. I've stepped into another world. Hello, I'm Mark.
I'm Peter. Nice to meet you.
How do
Mark.
you do, Peter?
Welcome to the Hippodrome. This is the original foyer.
And when was it built?
1903.
1903.
Yeah.
And this is, well, it looks to me as it was.
We're trying to keep the old vibe and including me. I think we're...
Lovely Art Nouveau copper door handles.
Fantastic, aren't they? No, you can't have them. Don't... They're not for sale. Nothing's for sale.
Cool. He's got the mark of you, Mark. Built by renowned circus showman George Gilbert, the Edwardian-era Hippodrome Circus has delighted generations of East Anglians. Peter and his father bought the venue in the late 1970s. They're a showbiz family of theatre owners and promoters going back a couple of generations. Peter performs too. Peter J and the Jaywalkers were a popular beat combo of the 1960s and supported the Beatles. Far out, man. Over the years, Peter has built up an enviable collection of circus and entertainment memorabilia, much of it relating to shows that were staged at the Hippodrome. Oh! Well, I don't think they'll be booking you, Mark.
The start of the museum.
The venue has played host to legends like Lily Langtry and Max Miller and continues to be a popular working venue to this day, hosting music, variety and circus performances. Roll up, roll up. Peter's taking Mark to see the main event.
East Anglia's Mini Albert Hall.
Oh, I do not believe this. How does all this fit in this building?
It's cool, isn't it? It's
That is
amazing.
incredible.
It's amazing. And when it's full of people, it's the most incredible atmosphere. The guy who built it was a genius. He was a performer, and he built a fantastic performer space.
The venue is renowned for one particular unique feature, its sinking stage, which drops to reveal a pool of water in which synchronised swimmers have performed spectaculars since the 1900s.
It's absolutely amazing. What happens is the whole floor sinks. It takes 30 seconds to sink down. It's all 1903. We don't use any hydraulics or electrics. It's just incredible Edwardian engineering.
Weren't they ingenious?
And the water shows continue today.
Synchronised swimmers, 75,000 ping pong balls, aerial acts coming out of the water. It's quite the most amazing thing. And what's amazing to me is that it still wows people today.
Well, it would.
And it's like 1903. There is nowhere else left in Europe where you can see this. And it's here in Great Yarmouth.
Now there's one last surprise.
OK, kids, let's go.
Brilliant! Hurrah!
Well done. They're all from the Sherman Circus School in Norwich.
Thank you, Peter. I mean,
Pleasure. Thanks for coming. I
fabulous.
really appreciate it.
I will
appreciate it.
never forget this.
Meanwhile, Mark Stacey's travelling to Beccles in Suffolk. Once a thriving Saxon river port, Beccles was granted its charter by Queen Elizabeth I in 1584. Mark has Blybergate antiques in his sights.
Hello.
Hello there.
Ding dong.
Nice musical entrance. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You?
I'm Mark.
Hello, Mark. I'm
Nice
Kate.
to meet you. I'm after a bargain.
Well, you'll find one here.
Oh, how many times have I heard that?
The cheek. Mark's seen a plate, which is in tin glazed pottery, called Majolica.
I mean, I quite like this because I love Majolica. I love the sort of vibrancy of it. And in the Victorian era, it exploded from the Staffordshire factories from the 1860s onwards. It's all a bit sort of bright and garish, isn't it? A bit like me, really. You don't have to agree with that.
I said nothing.
And it is marked on the back. And it is only priced up at £18. Why is it only £18?
I can make it more.
How dare you? How very dare you?
Oh, you too.
So what could you do that for, then?
To you, Mark, it can be 12.
We're so close, you know.
As long as you don't say 10 to me,
Do you know
it
we
can
are?
be 12.
I'm so close, honestly. I want to give you £10 for it. But if you can do it for a tenner, I'll have it.
Go on then, Mark. You may have it for a tenner.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, aren't I spending a lot of money today?
£25 so far. You're East Anglia's answer to Donald Trump. Well, with that, the first day of this East Anglian adventure draws to a dignified close. Night-night, chaps. New day, but a damp start. However, our brave boys are back in the spit and gunning for victory nevertheless.
The rain has descended on us. It's typical, isn't it?
England, our England.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So far, Mark Stacey has spent a munificent £25 on 4 items. The wooden bowls, the gold cufflinks, the Majolica plate, and the Art Deco jug in the form of a cat. Meanwhile, Mark Hales has yet to spend a penny. He still has £234.52p, but not a thing to show for it.
I actually feel quite nervous this morning.
Buck up then, there's plenty of shopping to be done, as they head towards Framlingham in Suffolk. The town's historic conservation area is one of the finest in England and is dominated by Framlingham Castle, a magnificent 12th century fortress. What better place for Mark to storm into his first shop of the day? He's charging off towards Goodbury Antiques.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm Mark.
I'm Richard.
How'd you do?
How'd you do? Right, how is the empty-handed Mr. Hales feeling this fine morning?
Under pressure. Got to buy something. I'm a touch panicky. That's not really me, you know. Deep breath, calm down.
Do you need a paper bag to breathe into?
Comedy and tragedy. Which one am I?
A little bit of both, I'd say.
I'm selling in a general sale. I've got to think generally. You know, big, decorative a little bit quirky, haven't got too much money.
There's something that might fit the bill.
This is why I like spending a lot of time, because, you know, the more you're in a room, the more you notice, you know?
It's an old sash cramp, used to hold the panels of a sash window together during gluing. Ticket price is £25.
Oh, you know, when you think about it, tools aren't bad in general sales. Richard, the clamp.
Can Mark squeeze that price any?
So what would be the best?
20 for the cramp.
Well, while Mark thinks on it, there's something else on the other side of the shop as well.
The lions.
The lines. Well, I could do something on the lines.
Not very old, are they?
No, they're not very old, but they're wonderfully done, aren't they, with all those teeth and eyes.
On the ticket, it's £45. What could Mark claw them down to?
They go for 30, but, you know.
Yeah. Richard?
Yeah.
Hi. You know, I've had a little think.
How are you doing?
I like the clamp,
Yeah.
and I like the lions.
Yes.
Look, if I had them both, Richard, that's 30 and 20, could you knock a fiver off?
I could knock a fiver off. And that's it. It's
That's 45.
45 for those two items.
All right, thank you, Richard. I'll have those.
You've got a bargain.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. 20, 40 and 5.
Yeah, smashing. That's lovely.
Wow! Mark has some buys at last.
Right then.
Mark Stacey, meanwhile, is so relaxed about his shopping, he's driving 9 miles west to have a wander around historic Helmingham Hall and its stunning gardens.
I find them really fascinating. I'm looking forward to it very much.
Good-o. When you're happy, I'm happy, Mark.
Well, it looks quite impressive house, doesn't it?
That's an understatement. Work on the glorious moated manor house at Helmingham began in the 15th century. Today, it's surrounded by its beautiful formal gardens and parkland. The estate has been handed down from generation to generation of the Tolmash family. Mark's lucky enough to have expert guides to the house and gardens. He's meeting Tim and Zar, the current Lord and Lady Tolmash.
Good morning. I'm Mark, Lord Tolmash. How are you? Nice to meet you, Tim. Lady
Mark, I'm
Tolmash.
Zar.
Lady Tolmash is a garden designer. She and dogs Mungo and Maestro are going to give Mark a quick tour of the gardens before he sees the hall. Indeed, the gardens boast a great historical feature.
Oh, this is the other
This is the
moat.
garden moat, yeah. So this predates the house, actually, because the house was built in 1490. And this was before, probably used as a cattle stockade.
Oh, yes, to protect your livestock, I suppose, from the
And
marauders.
then, of course, it was, you know, made into a garden in 1510, and the walls put in 1740. And so it's been a garden for about 500 years. So we've got to keep the tradition going,
A
haven't
sort
we?
of isolated garden with its own moat.
Yes.
While the hall remains a private residence, the gardens are open to visitors during the summer months.
Come into the wall garden.
Love to.
It's very traditionally gardened, this
It is,
this
isn't it?
garden,
Yeah.
and yet it's got, you know, I've got contemporary touches, which is what I've done in the last sort of 20 years.
Mark's heading into the house, towards the drawbridge, which is still raised and lowered every day, as it has been for hundreds of years.
So we put it up every night.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, electronically, I hope.
Electronically now.
Inside,
Every night.
Lord Tolmash has a very special treat lined up, a chance to see one of Helmingham's great historical treasures.
Yeah, Mark, well done. Have you been round the garden?
Oh, it's been wonderful, honestly. We've had such a fantastic time.
I'm so glad.
You're going to show us.
We're going to do a bit of history?
Wonderful.
All right.
Lead
Come
on,
through.
as they say.
Helmingham has been the family seat since 1487, and over the centuries, the Tolmashes have been involved in a grand sweep of British history.
What are you going to show me in here, Tim?
Well, I'm going to show you some letters, all to do really with this wonderful secret society of the sealed knot.
In the 17th century, King Charles I was beheaded and England was mired in civil war. Supporters of the monarchy planned to have his heir, Charles II, restored to the throne. One of Lord Tolmash's ancestors was a member of the secret society the Sealed Knot, which planned to bring the young king back from exile on the continent.
So Lionel Talmash, who was here at Helmingham at the time, was very much involved with this secret society. And unfortunately, he died fairly young. And Charles II wrote 2 letters, which are here on this table, to his widow, saying how very sad he was to hear of her loss, and to thank her particularly for all the work that they were doing to help him be restored to the throne.
Wow, and these are the original
And these are the original letters. And
Charles II.
in fact, his handwriting is, well, certainly better than mine. And you can read these letters really quite clearly. Madam, I have so good an account of the affection of my friends towards me. They're both signed, Madam, you know, your truly affectionate friend, Charles R.
And this was 1654, so this is 6 years before.
Paris, May 28, 1654.
So that was 6 years actually before. He was restored to the throne.
Yes.
So this is the lady then that Charles II was writing to.
This is the lady in the middle, Elizabeth Murray, yes, who married Lionel Talmash of Helmingham on her right there. Really, they were responsible for helping Charles II to restore to the throne.
It was a very brave thing to do then, actually, wasn't it?
Well, it was, I think. So it was thanks to them, really, that although they were running this society, that Helmingham was untouched during the Civil Wars.
Tim, thank you very much. As a lover of history, it's been great to see the letters.
Well, it's been a great pleasure to show you around.
Thank you very much.
And with that, it's back to the hoi polloi with you, Mark. Meanwhile, Mark Hales has travelled the 17 miles to Needham Market in Suffolk. Needham Market's parish church was completed in 1500 and remains a terrific example of medieval building ingenuity. Let's hope Mark can be as inventive as he heads for his last shop, Bygones.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Hello, Mark. I'm Paul.
Hello, Paul.
Nice to meet you.
This is Mark's final chance to shop, and he's going to need to, for he's only got 2 items so far.
I mean, I've only spent £45 today. I want to spend everything I have left. I must keep looking.
Yes, you must, Mark. But when did you last have your eyesight checked?
Are you all right, my darling? It's a little bit cold down here, isn't it? You know, you really should cover up.
Come on, man.
I'm not saying anything.
Motormouth Marks spotted something.
Auto memorabilia is selling. Things like this are still collectible. These went on the bars, didn't they, in the front of your 50s and 60s cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many were over there?
5.
What's that, 14?
Yep.
And Paul has another piece of automobilia that might suit.
What about a old car mascot? Champagne Charlie. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, there he is. Champagne Charlie.
The character of Champagne Charlie was popularised by Victorian music hall performer George Laybourne. Charlie, a caricature of a drunken aristocrat living the high life, became a popular comic figure. Decorative car mascots, like this one, were all the rage in earlier days of motoring. The ticket price for all the car badges and the mascot is a whopping £325.
If I bought Champagne Charlie and all the badges for 60 quid,
Yeah.
I'll give them a go.
You want to have a deal today, now, at 60.
Right, mate.
All right? OK.
Thank you,
sir.
Paul.
OK, sir?
You're giving me a
Pleasure.
chance, aren't you?
Yep.
What a deal! A gift! Now, there's a dapper chappie on the other side of the shop, and I don't mean Paul.
Paul, who's this chap here?
What, the advertising sign?
Sticker Knitwear, style 1960.
Very nice.
And he's got his sort of herringbone suit on, but his face is just brilliant. Can I have a look at it?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it had a longer bottom to it. But where's his legs gone?
Oh, he didn't have any legs. They didn't show legs in those days.
It's his face. It's his blooming face that gets me.
Well, what do you think?
How much is it? Seriously?
50 quid,
Is it £50?
50 quid to you.
Come on, 40 quid.
Give us your money.
40 quid just for a laugh, all right?
Go on.
Am I going to lose money? I don't know.
No, you won't lose money.
All right, good fun. Thank you very much indeed.
All right.
Thank you. Another purchase.
Tick-tock. Mark's running out of time to make any more buys, but he's just spotted yet another item.
What's this clock? Why didn't I see that? Quite like that.
Yeah.
To W.P. Thompson from his colleagues in the Department of Electricity, Q8, Jan 1958. And what is special about the year 1958? I don't want to tell you.
Was it the year you started shopping for these buys, Mark?
The year I was born.
Oh, was it?
Oh, my mistake.
If I bought it for 30 quid, I could see a profit in it. It's going to make more than 30 quid, isn't it?
I would have thought so.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Should we shake on that one as well?
OK. Thank you very much.
Right, mate. That's a bit of fun.
Now he's on fire. Downstairs, something else has caught his eye.
Oh, what's this? Plaster. That is made of plaster. But look at the colour. And who is this chap? That looks so period, doesn't it? Look at the back. It's all plaster. I think we're going to have to ask Paul about that. Perhaps he can enlighten me. Is that 30s or is it 50s?
You don't recognise
No,
that?
it's nothing like you, Paul. Not even when you were younger, mate. It's nothing to do with you, all right?
Oh, right.
Sorry.
That's when I had a moustache.
No, Errol Flynn, it looks like. Do that for a tenner. And then I can put it in with my clock.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Be fair with you. 15.
15.
OK.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Good heavens. Mark's bagged 4 buys for a whopping £145, and all at the very last second.
Just the job. Thank you very much.
Look at that. I've got some left. That never happens to me.
You could take this down the pub here, couldn't you?
No, gladly, I would. I would.
Now, while you get pally, Mark Stacey has caught up and is heading for Needham Market's Station Yard Emporium.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Mark.
Ellie.
Ellie, nice to meet you.
What are you fiddling with?
I quite like that box. It's specimen woods. And actually, it's quite an early box. I would have thought that's going to be 1830, 1840. But I suspect it would have had a little tray or something, a little jewellery box. But I do like the grain on the wood. It's quite an elegant-looking thing. But £75, I mean, do these people not know it's a recession? You're hating me, aren't you?
You're driving them potty, and speaking of pots, there's an eye-catching piece of ceramic on the other side of the shop, another piece of majolica.
Well, I've already got a piece of majolica, haven't I? I bought that Wedgwood majolica dish. This is a little jardiniere on stand, but I thought majolica wasn't quite as fashionable as it once was.
Jolly good. Just as well you've only bought one piece, then.
This has got £85 on it. And it might go with my Wedgwood piece.
Time to strike a deal, eh?
I'm not a very good negotiator.
Ah, false modesty.
Right. I need to know some best prices if I can.
60.
Right.
65.
OK. Do you think we could get anywhere near £40 for that?
45.
I knew you were going to say that.
If you had the two.
For 45? Oh, lovely.
40 for
thank
that
you
one.
for 40 for this one.
And 40 for that one.
Oh, she is a mean woman, isn't she? You see, she's hooking me in. I'm being... Do you know, I think I'm going to call Crime Stoppers, because I think I'm being mugged.
Oh, do come on, Mark.
40 and 40.
I'm not going to argue with you.
For once. Terrific. Mark's last 2 buys are in the bag, and we're ready for the great unveiling. The chaps have repaired nearby to show each other their items. Will there be marks and sparks?
Can we have a look then?
I'm quite pleased. It's good fun.
Be careful.
Prepare to be wowed,
Amazed.
shocked, and... How about that monster?
Why don't you regale me with what they are?
Well, Champagne Charlie.
That's car mascot.
Yes.
That's good.
With a vast selection of bumper badges.
Good.
Most of them old, some of them retro. A nice assortment there.
Actually, that is lovely.
It's fun, isn't it?
A really clever lot for a general sale. And what about the advertising side?
Harold. Well, he's 1960s, 1962.
Oh, he's aged well.
He's a bit of fun. He costs £40.
And what about your crazy lions?
Well, they're good fun. They're rosewood, they're carved, and they cost £30.
And lions are quite popular.
A modest hit.
Do you want to see my symbol?
Oh, yes, please.
Again, I'm afraid it's the sublime to the ridiculous. And of course you're going to know what these are.
Yes.
Majolica. This one is Wedgwood, 1860s, 1870s.
Lovely. Like that. Where's the lid?
It's not, it's a jardiniere.
Ah, but ceramics maestro Mark Hales begs to differ.
Oh, I think it had a little cover there and it's got a lip for it there. Never mind, moving on.
Don't get testy.
How much were they together?
£50 for the two.
Well, that's okay because that is a superb dish.
What will Mark Hales make of the cat jug, the spoils of some illicit gambling?
This is my star lot.
Is it indeed?
My lovely little Louis Wain cat jug.
Oh, yes.
Isn't it gorgeous? Art Deco.
Yes.
Hand-painted,
It's
made in
fun.
Germany.
How much?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
No.
No, look, you've done this to me before. You can't just walk into shops and come out with things for
But
nothing.
it's not my choice.
I sense you're not pleased about this, Mark Hales.
Oh, I see. So
Right.
you walk in,
So-
your face says, give
No,
it to me.
No. I walked in and I said, I'll buy it for £2. And he said to me, I'll tell you what, Mark, I'll toss a coin, double or quits. He spun the coin and it landed on tails, which I called, so he said, well, it's yours, Mark.
Goodness me.
But Mr. Stacey has one other surprise up his sleeve. Or perhaps in his sleeve.
Hold out your hand. A pair of 18-carat gold cufflinks.
Oh, no, they're lovely. And you're going to say that they were... how much were they, Mark? Come on, they were £18.
A fiver.
Oh, no, it's not fair. What have I got to do?
Looking forward to the auction.
Thank you for that, Mark.
Well done.
Chums again, how lovely. But what do they say when their rival's back is turned, eh?
The box, love his box. Regency, slightly later. It's not in vogue at the moment, but jolly good buy. The cat, well, it's worth a tenner. Basically, it was a gift at the end of the day. Louis Wain style, but Louis Wain cats have square heads, not round ones. The cufflinks, well, I missed those in the flea market. I mean, good for him. What a good buy.
Undoubtedly, the most, I think, successful item will be the Champagne Charlie. And with all those little car badges and things, that should really be a good lot for a general sale. Harold, well, what can you say about him? I think I'll skip on. I mean, it's a sign, 40 quid. Sounds a bit of a price to me, to be honest with you. If there's any justice in the world, I really should come out on top in this one.
Well, that's fighting talk. On this leg, our pair of haggling heroes has travelled from Harleston in Norfolk to Campsie Ash in Suffolk. The area of Campsie Ash is thought to have been inhabited since the Roman period. And the village's abbots' auction rooms have been staging lively sales since the 1920s.
Here we go. Let's go and face our destiny, shall we?
Onward.
Auctioneer James Shand will be wielding the gavel today. But before battle commences, what does Abbott's valuer Geoffrey Barfoot think of Mark and Mark's buys?
The sash clamp, good rustic lot, that usually sells well in this location. The lot I've got serious doubts about is the presentation clock and the plaque. I haven't got high hopes of those. Top selling lot, I think, should be the inlaid box.
Mark Hales started this leg with £234.52 and bought 5 lots at a cost of £190. While Mark Stacey started with £332.10. Of that, he has only spent £105 but has amassed 5 lots. On your marks, it's hammer time.
Without further ado, we'll make a start.
Here we go.
First up for sale, it's Mark Stacey's combined lot of Majolica ceramics.
30 and up we go then. 30 I have in front here at 30. Do I see 5? Is it 30 at 35, 45, 55? Do I see 60? With a lady at £55 and I sell at 55.
A disappointing first lot for the confident Mr. Stacey.
£5 profit, but a little bit of a loss after commission.
Now it's the lot our valuer wasn't sold on. Mr. Hales's retro clock and plaque.
I start the bidding at £20. With me and on the book at 20, at 20, at 20 do I see 2.
He's doing terribly well, isn't he?
28, 30, 30's with me, 32 is in the room now at 32.
Come on, we haven't even got our money back at the moment.
In the room at £32 and I sell at 32.
Not a great start.
A magnificent loss.
Can Mr. Hales's natty friend Harold get him back on track to a profit?
10 start me for this one then. 10 I have is at the back at £10 only. At 10 do I see 12?
Come on.
12 is there at 12, 14, 16, 18, 22.
Well, he's worth more than that, isn't he?
25, 28, 30. On my right at £30 and I sell at 30.
Not a good day for retro, it seems.
Another day, another loss.
Mark Stacey won the coin toss, but can his cat jug win over the sale room?
10 and up we go for this one. 10 I have 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 20's in the middle at 20 and 2. 25, 28, 30 and 2. 35, 38, 40. 40's in the middle at 40. Was there another bidder? 40 and I sell.
A spectacular profit into Mr. Stacey's swelling coffers.
What have I got to do? I mean, look at him, look, grinning like a Cheshire cat.
I think I'm the cat that's got the cream.
Will Mr. Hales's car badges and mascot provide a reason to break out the bubbly?
20 and up we go. 20 I have, 22, 25.
This is so rare.
32, 35, 38, 40 and 2, 45.
There's a lot of interest.
Yeah.
5, 65, 75, 85, 95, 100. 100 here at 100.
Well, don't stop. Get past it. Get past that barrier. That's better.
10's on the far side. 120. 130.
Better.
140.
Getting cheerful.
140's on the pillar at
Getting
140.
happy.
150. 160. 170. 180. 190.
Oh, I'm redeemed.
200 and 10. In the corner at 210. Any other bids and I shall sell at £210.
A right champagne Charlie you are, Mark. With that, he's stolen a triumphant lead.
Yes.
Well done. £210, Mark.
I'm going to hug Mark Stacey.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that good?
Next, the bowls. Is Mark Stacey on a roll?
10 and up we go then on the bowling woods. 10 I have here at 10. Do you wish to be 12? 12. 12. Gentleman's bid there at 12. They're cheap at 12. Do I see 14? Gentleman's bid at £12. Any other bids at £12 and I sell at 12.
It would seem not.
Oh, auctions are such a funny business, aren't they?
This one is.
The lions are next. They may be the king of beasts, but will they make Mr. Hales king of the sale room?
10 and up we go for these. Nice lot there at 10. 10 I have, thank you, at £10 only at 10. 12, 14, 16, 18.
Come along now.
I think that's enough, Mark.
16. Any other bids at £18 and I sell at 18.
No crown for you, Mr. Hales, and your magnificent lead is being nibbled away.
Well, there you go.
They didn't roar those lions, did they?
No, another loss.
Next, the valuer's favourite item, Mark Stacey's inlaid wooden box.
Start the bidding with me at £60 to IC5. With me and on the book at 60, at 60, at 65.
I think you're going to be okay.
80, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
95, 110, 120.
Good.
130.
Fantastic.
Any other bids? And I sell at 130.
A stormer, Mark Hales is still ahead, but Mr. Stacey is snapping at his heels.
Well done, Mark.
£90 profit.
Really good buy.
Now, the find of the leg. Mr. Stacey's 18-carat cufflinks. Will they be enough for him to steal the lead?
I start the bidding with me at £50 to IC5. 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 100, and 10. 110's on my right at 110. Any other bids at £110 and I sell at 110.
Not bad for an outlay of a fiver. Mr. Stacey has stolen the lead. Gosh.
Wonderful. Well done.
Well, I've got to be pleased with them.
One more lot to go.
Indeed there is. It all hangs on Mr. Hales's sash cramp.
I start the bidding with me at £20 to IC2. 22, 25, 28 is in the room at 28 to IC30. In the room at 28, on my right at £28. Any other bids?
You were right.
28.
A respectable profit, but it isn't enough to regain the lead.
Could have been worse, couldn't it? That was okay.
That's the spirit, Mark. Great British dignity in defeat.
It's been a roller coaster, isn't it? Ups and downs.
Very exciting. Well done.
We've enjoyed it, eh?
Yeah, really
Come on, let's go and find out who's won.
Ah, you always make up in the end. How sweet. So, Mr. Stacey stole that bout with his bargain gold cufflinks. Mark Hales started this leg with £234.52p. After paying auction costs, he made a profit of £70.76p and carries £305.28p on to the next leg. The other Mark, meanwhile, started with £332.10p. He made a smashing profit of £179.54p, giving him £511.64p to go forwards.
What a successful day all round, Mark, I think.
Good. That was jolly good.
No, Mark, no. Open the door for the victor.
Of course, that's what I'm here for.
No, open the door for the victor.
After you, sir.
Thank you.
There you are, Mr. Winner.
I could get used to this.
I'm sure you could.
That's it.
Forward.